No blame, just focus. Hi, my name's Dave, the Spiritual Gentleman, and welcome on my daily journey through the Daily Stoic, 366 meditations on wisdom, perseverance, and the art of living by Ryan Holiday and Stephen Hasselman. If you enjoy Stoic content, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Today is August 4th. No blame, just focus. Quote, you must stop blaming God and not blame any person. You must completely control your desire and shift your avoidance to what lies within your reasoned choice. You must no longer feel anger, resentment, envy, or regret. End quote. EPICTETUS, Discourses 3.22.13. Nelson Mandela was imprisoned for resistance to the brutal apartheid regime in South Africa for 27 years. For 18 of those years, he had a bucket for a toilet, a hard cot in a small cell, and once a year he was allowed a single visitor for 30 minutes. It was a vicious treatment meant to isolate and break down the prisoners. And yet, in spite of that, Mandela became a figure of dignity within the prison. Although he was deprived of many things, he still found creative ways to assert his will. As one of his fellow prisoners, Neville Alexander, explained on Frontline, Mandela, always made a point: if they say you must run, insist on walking. If they say you must walk fast, insist on walking slowly. That was the whole point. We're going to set the terms. He pretended to jump rope and shadow box to stay in shape. He held his head higher than the other prisoners, encouraged them when times got tough. He always retained his sense of self-assurance. That self-assurance is yours to claim as well. No matter what happens today, no matter where you find yourself, shift to what lies within your reasoned choices. Ignore as best you can the emotions that pop up, which would be so easy to distract yourself with. Don't get emotional, get focused. Ooh, I like today's one too, especially kind of on blame. Because have you ever heard this one before? Like when you're usually blaming, you're usually kind of pointing the finger at someone. When you're pointing the finger at someone and you're blaming, you should be doing this better, you got three fingers pointing back at you, right? And recognizing, I think it also comes down to, like, recognizing your reasoned choices means what's within your control and what's outside your control, right? Like, I can't control what God does, can't control what others do, but I can control how I handle myself in the situation. I can learn to master my emotions and handle them. I heard this, one of my kind of favorite quotes goes like this, emotions are like children. You can't stuff them in the trunk, nor can you let them drive the car. They belong in the back seat. Meaning that you can't deny your emotions completely, nor can you let them run you off the road as well. But they're just one part of who you are. They're just a stimulation in the body, especially when we're dealing with like really extreme emotions. One of the techniques that I've learned that I want to share with you guys today is how to handle when these big emotional things come up, because it's so easy to become distracted by it, as the reading was saying there. A really simple way is when you're starting to feel really kind of like really emotional, you're like, oh my God, I'm nervous, I'm scared, I want you to close your eyes, take a breath, and I want you to analyze where the sensations in the body are. Not the word of I'm scared, I'm nervous, or whatever word you've attached to these sensations in the body, because that's all it really is. It's sensations in the body reacting to outside stimuli. But we can, once you start to aware of like, okay, I'm really nervous. Like I do stand-up comedy, and what's the difference between nervousness and excitement is just the word I've attached to that feeling in the body. But the feeling in the body is actually the same. So recognizing that when we close our eyes and we start to, all right, I've got a tumbling and I got sweaty hands, racing heart, butterflies in the stomach, right? We start to focus on that. So we start to disassociate the word with the sensation in the body. We create this disassociation so that we're able to, by shining the light of awareness into the sensations, it helps us dissipate the sensations, brings us back into focus, into control, so that we can actually move forward. So instead of letting our emotions run us rampant or denying them and just stuffing them down that they come out later. Because another one of my favorite phrases is emotional pain, not transformed, is transmitted. So we don't handle that emotional pain, but by learning to become aware of it, becoming to where the sensations lie, recognizing, all right, is this where the body feeling is, and remove the mind part of it and focus on that allows us to get us back into center so we can accomplish our goals and keep that composure so that we're not running ourselves off the road, not denying, but actually accepting, surrendering, letting go, and moving forward and getting us back into that focus. And, you know, as someone who's done comedy, stood up and stage, even doing these videos, I get nervous. I've learned to slow it down, especially slowing down. If you're ever really feeling really intense, notice your breath. Usually your breath is going really fast. Slow it down. I find that the breath is like the gas pedal to the mind. The faster we breathe, the faster the mind goes, and the more things race through. But when we let off the gas pedal and we slow it down, bring more oxygen into the body, more of that life-giving energy slows down the mind, slows everything down so that we can really focus in and bring it out, especially with ADHD, because these emotions can get really intense. But learning how to control that breath so we can bring down our mind, bring it right back into our focus. Because you can't blame anyone else, right? It's taking personal responsibility as well, right? We're talking about kind of like on that blame side of it, it's like, all right, what does blaming someone else really do? It's just more of a mirror of recognizing our own issues. So finding out and recognizing that blame won't actually get us anywhere, but learning to take responsibility for our side of the street so we can move forward. Well, with that, I think I'm going to leave the video there. Thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to learn more about these kind of techniques of how to apply them to your life, I do coaching on this and mentoring. You'll find a link down in the description, probably somewhere on the screen at some point as well. So thank you so much for watching, and you have a great, if not better, day.